Mate, how are you?
Look, I'm living the dream, mate. Living the dream.
I only saw you about half an hour ago, so you are living the dream.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I can't complain, brother. I mean, look, seriously, I've got the best life ever. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. And
Well, we all,
I,
yeah, that's right.
yeah, look, I mean, that's what I say. I mean, I get to work with the most beautiful people and across Australia, and I'm here now celebrating. I'm here in Bali celebrating a 21st birthday. So, like.
Yes.
It's just absolutely beautiful. I got to catch up with you and MJ today, which was fantastic. So
Yeah, yeah,
it was really good to see you guys. We haven't seen each other in person for a little while, so that was fantastic.
yeah. We're trying to work that out, eh? But yeah, I can't remember when that was. But yeah, mate. Yeah, no, it is fantastic. Always good to see you and LB and the family, parts of the family. Anyway, mate.
Parts of it, yeah,
Hopefully, I'll be able to catch up with the rest of them maybe before you head back to
yeah,
Bali.
no, definitely.
Yeah,
And
no.
I got to have a ride on the back of a scooter, mate, on the way back. So
How was that, mate? Good, safe.
yeah,
Good ride?
look, Vinny was fantastic. He was really good. The traffic not so good, mate. I mean, hang on, I need to reframe this because I think that the people here are the most amazing drivers ever,
Yeah.
and they could actually go to Australia and teach a few people how to drive there, mate.
You
Yeah,
reckon? There's too many
yeah,
rules.
100%, mate.
Too many rules in Australia, though, bro. Like, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that's right. They wouldn't. There's no rules here, so
Yeah, I know. It's organised chaos. That's what it is. They said,
yes, yes,
no
yeah, it is.
accidents, nothing happening. Maybe a couple of Aussies on a motorbike might come into some grief sometimes, but usually the Balinese people or the Indonesians, they know what they're doing. They
They've
know
got
what
it under control.
we don't know what they're doing, but it seems to work.
Well, I must admit, Vinny rode really well, mate. So
That's
I
no,
yeah.
he's a legend, that bloke. But no, hey, mate, look, got to say, I want to say, acknowledge country here. We're on, as we speak, Balinese country, I suppose, or Indonesian country. I think Balinese, Indonesian, there's a little bit of a thing about we're from Bali, you know what I mean? And we're not from Java or we're not from anywhere else. We're
Yeah, yeah,
Balinese.
no, definitely, definitely.
It's a bit like, I guess, state of origin time where Queenslanders,
Yeah,
they're New South Wales, all that type of stuff. So a bit of that
yeah,
going on here. So, but my respect goes out to people and thank them and for their gratitude as well. For their, I guess their hospitality has just been fantastic. You know what I mean? It's really nice to see and be around people. We've been over here almost 7 months, so it's really nice to have people like that. So I'll acknowledge country here, but also acknowledge country back home. In Gimoy, Yidinji people. That's Cairns, my mob up there, but that's where I was born. That's my country. But my father's country up in the Torres Straits as well, the Budigal people from Budigal Island. So I'll hand it back to you, brother.
yeah. Beautifully said, brother. I too want to acknowledge the Balinese people, Indonesia as a whole, and just thank them for allowing us to come and see some of their beautiful culture and see some of their beautiful ways. So I really feel grateful for being able to do that. And like every time we come here, I mean, it's just like I get to have yarns with people that you would never think that you would get to have those yarns, and it's just amazing that how well those yarns go. So I feel really blessed. I feel grateful. I too want to acknowledge your mob, brother. But I also want to acknowledge my mob, the Muddy people down there in southwestern New South Wales, and just pay tribute to all our old people, our elders, our elders that are up and coming, and also just pay tribute to all our ancestors, our old people that have, got us where we are today, brother. So
Yeah,
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 so thank you and welcome everyone.
yeah. Welcome. Yeah, we're a little bit late today. You might seem late, but I think this may, in fact, be. There might be a bit of a change in terms of timing around.
Well,
Wednesday
we've
nights.
been having a little bit of a yarn, haven't we, brother? And
Yeah,
like our brains trust have been behind us, so that's MJ and LB, and they were suggesting that, maybe 5:30 back home is not such a great time. So we're now looking at around 7 or 7:30. But we'll ask for people's input into that as well and see what they come up with. So
When do you find you have some spare time? What time do you finish tea? Watching news or whatever you do. So. But once again, it'll be still posted up on our page. You can have a look at it later on if you do miss it, or if you.
Yeah, definitely.
That's right. Yeah. So, but brother, it's been really nice having you over here. Seriously, with it. Weather's been good for you, unbelievably good for you. But when we were here last, because we only came back from Darwin recently, and it was raining all day, every day, sort of thing. But now you must have brought the sunshine, bro.
Look again. I won't say I don't care if it rains, but it's just beautiful to be here. And yes, we have had some really good weather. It's been raining at night, but that's okay. So and we've been out and about and doing things, and so it's fantastic. So yeah,
mate. I can't believe that we're almost at the end of another month already gone. January.
So and now. CJ, I'm going to ask you a question. What does that mean? So we're nearly into March 2026.
Yes.
When did we start JB and CJ?
2020 must have been around, was it the 20th or I don't know, what day was that?
It was a little bit before the 20th of March, I think, but I'm not 100% sure. But what I was alluding to was 6 years, brother.
6 years, yeah, this March. That's right, brother. Yeah, we. I can still remember sitting at the I was seeing you guys down at the Checkin Surf Club.
That's correct.
Using that safe distance apart from everybody, and lining up in that kind of. Why we were doing that, I don't know why we're doing it. It just seems silly now that we were doing that, but anyway. But I can remember seeing you and seeing LB at the counter, and I looked over and I said, "Oh, there's JB." So I went over and said hello. This is where JB and CJ checked in. Was born, I suppose. So
100%, and it's so. Like we're talking a little bit about today too, CJ. Like how many people have been on, and trying to remember. This one's been on, that one's been on, and it's just like the amount of amazing people that have been on and told just a little bit of their story. It's just been it's been amazing for us. So
it is, and listen, I've got to also shout out for people that come on and listen to us as well. People that come from all over Australia, if not over Australia, in other parts of the world. So, come on and have a listen. I think it was around that time as well. COVID kept us all apart, so that kind of set the scene in terms of the next 5 or 6 years coming up. You know what I mean? It's they just want to. So a lot of people are, let's be real about it. I guess sometimes want to have a listen in. They don't have the opportunity to.
Definitely. And you get so many people that say to you, CJ, like I can't get there and see it live, but I'll go back and I'll watch it again later. And and still to today, I mean, there's probably still over 1,000 views a week of the segment, if you like, and I think that's just fantastic. And I think, and we were probably being a little bit selfish early days when we were in COVID, and like we were missing our work in community. So it was something that we were able to set up, and like be able to then connect with people. And as you said before, brother, like there's so many people that check in and are just behind the scenes, and no one ever gets to see them. And it's just fantastic. And then you got all the connections that have been made. It's just been so good.
Yeah. It's interesting to have a think about that as well. Like, prior to the COVID situation, some people were isolated already. They weren't talking to anybody. But as soon as it happened, everyone was isolated. So all of a sudden they had, other people that were isolated like they were before COVID. And the only way you could communicate was through things like this. And, getting on to have a yarn about stuff was quite a great avenue to be able to listen to other people talk, and also contribute to that discussion, if you like. It's been really good. And it sort of helped bring people out, I suppose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And look, if you think about it too, like we weren't badly. I mean, we're still affected with like with what happened with COVID, but like the people in Victoria, in Melbourne, the most lockdown city in the world, state in the world. It's just it sort of it makes you a little bit emotional thinking back to that, and people that were getting on and explaining, that they couldn't go past their frigging letterboxes and shit like that. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and I still.
We got one of the Melburnians on there right now, and he said, "Love your work, guys." And that's my nephew Troy Atherton. So hello, Troy. And we're going to get him on one night to have a yarn too. So
yeah, definitely, mate. And even the accounts from Wilcannia, mate. You know what I mean? It's that was crazy. That was crazy in terms of.
Well, see, brother. I mean, that's not going to be like talked about in media. Like the way that they banded together to be able to try and beat the government, and they even got the premier down there to say that this is what's happening in our community. So it's stories like that, and like our JB and CJ champion, Brendan Adams down there. Like he's been on numerous times, and he loves having a yarn, and he says, like you won't shut me up once you get me on, and I think that's just the sort of people that people love to have a listen to. You know what I mean? So,
definitely, mate. No, it's been really humbling, I guess, in terms of that support we get every week. I know we have missed a couple of weeks in between a few weeks, but basically that's to do with life, and we need to get on with what we're doing, and sometimes we aren't able to jump on board, and for that. But when we're on board, we're on board. So
well, I suppose in our defence too, brother. I mean, we do our work in communities, and a lot of those times that we can't make it on is we're either in the air travelling or on the ground travelling without internet and those sort of things.
Yeah.
But like we do our best, and we love talking to people and having people on and listening to their stories. So
yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah, no, it is. It's actually. Now get off here after we have a conversation, especially something that's topical and some things we don't talk about. It's kind of like it's a place where we could talk about stuff that we don't necessarily talk about normally in our day-to-day lives. But it leaves us kind of inspired by stuff, and it also creates questions about that was right. That is happening, isn't it? All that kind of stuff. And
well, how good is it, CJ, to see other people's opinions and thoughts on different, and we don't have a written agenda, and we never have. But if something pops up, we'll have a yarn about it. You know what I mean? So yeah. And look, we don't always agree, 100% on things, but we can have those conversations where we're able to say what we mean what we say, and don't say it mean. So it's really such a good platform for people to come on, have a yarn, and say what they need to say, brother.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, mate. I don't know whether we want a topic to talk about, but I think this has been on the news or been discussed a little bit. Well, not a little bit, a lot, I think, over the past few weeks, where the double standards the Australian government and people have towards Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, mate. It's if everything went like it was supposed to, we'd have nearly 1,000 people dead in Perth. You know what I mean? And yet, even though it didn't happen, there's no big outcry about it. You know what I mean? It's kind of a bit weird, but not weird. It's just
it's wrong. It's not weird. It's fucking wrong. It's wrong. Sorry.
It's wrong, yeah, that's what I mean. It's there's that anti-Semitism, or what do they call it? Semitism, or I think it's.
So tell me the difference, brother.
There's no difference, brother. No difference at all. That was a terrorist attack. That was. It was
No
planned.
doubt. No doubt.
That was a
No
terrorist
doubt.
by our own mob. Very similar to that. Those bloody wannabe Nazi guys that are,
Yeah. Well,
turned on our mob down there in the park. Down in bloody Sydney or wherever it was. Yeah, but it's and life goes on. Life goes on, mate. It's kind of weird. It was a bit of I've read a lot of articles and commentary on it, and people know, but yet nothing's been said. You know what I mean? People know that they're saying things, but nothing's been said by our leaders, supposedly.
Well, brother, most people know right from wrong, don't they? So,
yeah, absolutely.
So if you're looking at that as a story or whatever, you would go, "That's wrong."
That's wrong.
And what's the difference?
Yeah,
there is no difference.
No difference. No difference, indeed. Yeah,
it was only luck that stopped it from being a disaster, brother.
Absolutely, only luck that stopped it from being a disaster. Yeah, that's right. And that's happening today, 2026. It was, unbelievable. We're thinking we're back in the 1780s when they were rounding us all up, shooting each other. Shooting them.
Yeah. Oh, look, I agree with you, brother. I mean, we've got Dave Eric Sutton on there too, and he said, "Good evening, brothers. Happy New Year. I'm always late."
Oh, don't worry, you're not late.
Good to have you, brother. So yeah,
not late, brother.
Yeah. But just going back to what you were talking about, CJ. I mean, I think that, and we can. There's always been racism. There's always been that divide. But what's happened since COVID and then the referendum, when all this fear was put into the world and into Australia. Now, with the referendum, it was, and I think we touched on this today, brother, just having a yarn about it, you know what I mean? And it was set up to fail,
Absolutely, mate. I mean, what group of people, what country asked the majority of people to make a decision about a small cultural
minority?
A minority. How's the minority ever going to win?
No, you can't, can you? So,
you can't.
But even before that, even before the vote, it still comes back to divide and conquer, and that's what they were putting, people into place for the no vote, and we're trying to get in for the yes vote. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then again, I know that the what do you call it, the treaty or the voice from the heart came from a conversation, and not only a conversation, but a lot of good work done in Uluru. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't know what the representation was like, whether it was from everywhere around Australia, but I'm thinking that from there, I think it should have been a referendum that just only Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people would vote, yes or no. Do they want to become a voice for the government?
Yeah.
The question was,
But even to explain what the voice was to the government, it wasn't about making decisions on this or that, or taking land or all that sort of nonsense. It was just a voice to recommend things that they might want to look at. That's my understanding anyway, brother. So
yeah. No, it wasn't even what do you call it? I can't think of the name of it, but it wasn't one of the formal groups. It was like an informal kind of advisory committee that talked to the government when they needed help. So around something. But that was all all just show. I think there was just that tick and flick type of thing. Yes, I've done that. We've done that. We've asked Australia about Aboriginal people, and 3,000. I won't say 3,000, but a third of the population. Even if they voted yes, it would never have got through.
It didn't matter, did it? It didn't matter.
No, it didn't matter. It was out of our hands. Put it that way.
Yeah, 100%. Now we've got Jeff Sentence on too. Hello, brother Jeff. How are you?
Yeah.
I actually had a meeting about some homelessness stuff in Queensland today, and there was a big interest in ex army personnel and that are homeless. So I'd love to get you back on to have a yarn about that too, brother. So
Mm.
that'd be really interesting for us. So
Yeah. Yeah. And David said our leaders don't give a shit about anyone. Most Australians aren't racist. I believe it's only the ones who haven't been surrounded by all cultures from other countries. Everyone is jealous of what someone else has instead of working for it. Hard work won't kill you. Yeah. And Jeff said, "Still no worries, mate," about that
all
conversation.
right, so I'm gonna ask David again, but I know he'll say no unless he's changed his way of thinking over 6 years. But we'd love to have you on too, David, to have a yarn with us.
Yeah.
So just let us know. But Jeff, yeah, look, we can arrange that for next week if you want. So we'd
Yeah.
love to have those yarns because we know you're doing some really great work in that space. So I'd love to.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you on to have a yarn about it.
Yeah. David's gone on and said the government doesn't want harmony; they want everyone to fight each other. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
certainly like that,
It
brother.
is.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. We should let them fight each other. That's the thing. We'll just move aside and say, "Hey, away you guys go, fight, go ahead,
yeah.
and
Show us how it's done.
leave us out of it.
Yeah.
We've got the white flag up. We're giving them."
Yeah, and I guess that's the thing too. We need to be strong enough to be, like to stick together, and because we can win some of those battles, if we've got strength in numbers. So
Yeah, the social media just went off. I mean, we were our people were putting up things about what Australia Day meant for them, for us, and it was just they were just attacked, you know, with a heap of stupid racist comments. It's just ridiculous. And anyway, that's what we have to deal with, brother. That's where we live.
yeah, look,
They're the people that came to live with us.
yeah, look, it's sad, but it's true, brother. And but I will just add one more thing that if people don't think there's still colonisation going on today, then they've got a lot to learn as well. So
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely, yeah. No, it actually happened. We're talking
so
about truth telling. It actually happened. So yeah, but mate, yeah, that was my only great, my thing for today. I guess I just wanted to make sure we cover that and talk about that a little bit because I know that it was a big concern and it's still a big concern because no one's saying anything. Nothing's.
yeah, no, I definitely, and I think that it needs to be said, and like I don't watch a lot of mainstream news and all that sort of stuff, so it's hard sometimes that you don't see a lot what's going on, but you soon see it on social media and that sort of stuff as well. So
No, it's terrible, mate, and it's shameful, really. It's embarrassing and it's shameful. It's got to be embarrassing and shameful for people who put that stuff up. Anyway, you know what I mean? Those racist remarks. So anyway, but that's them. That's it. They've got the problem. We haven't. I always like to say, we're just who we are. Yeah, and you've got to get away from that. Describing ourselves as being having Aboriginal ancestry. We are Aboriginal. That's just it. We're not. We don't just have ancestry or blood.
definitely,
we are Aboriginal. That's it.
Yeah,
we can't say. Yeah,
like it or lump it.
Like it or love it. That's right, brother. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, that was my little beef, I suppose. I wanted to just mention. I guess no one else is mentioning it. You know what I mean in terms of government and responses and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, certainly had to be mentioned on here.
Yeah, no, well said. Well said.
It was noted. I would just say it was noted. We knew all about it, and we had a brief conversation about it. So we'd love to be able to change things, but we can't.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah, but mate, look, it's like you say, 6 years on, and we've seen a lot of this stuff. You can name all those things that happen, and we've had a conversation about them. along the way. The stuff that happened over in WA where they blew up that, I think it was, who was that um, company? Can't think of the name of it. Blew up that sacred site. They had a significant.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Yeah.
That was crazy. That
Oh,
conversation.
definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely. And like some of the stories that people have been able to relay through this, brother, even if I go back to the referendum again, we had people on that were for no, and we had people on for that were for yes. So I think we gave everyone, equal airtime, equal opportunity to be able to, give their point of view across. So I don't know how much it helped, brother, but like we heard some really good stories, we heard some really sad stories, we heard some really and sometimes silly stories, about.
yeah, yeah, that's right, mate. Yeah, but like you say, and you understand some of the rhetoric, I guess, that for the no vote, you understand that, but then again, the way it was pitched, the way the government pitched it, wasn't, you know,
Oh, it was
it,
never going to get up, brother. Never going to
never,
get up. So.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah. So what we all do is we move on, and there's plenty of work for us all out there. We've said this time and time again, CJ, that there's so much work out there for all of us to be able to contribute to that it doesn't really matter. And look, 2026 is going to be a really big year for working in communities and all that sort of stuff. And so I guess it's something else that we've talked about frequently too, CJ, and that is about looking after yourself. And it's not about being selfish when you do look after yourself, because if you fall over, you can't help anyone then, can you? So
that's right. Yeah, mate. Yeah, and I think this year, look, that's basically one of the things I suppose that we all need to do all the time is to look after ourselves. Keep our mental health well. I guess take a holiday like JB does and enjoy enjoy that, but also enjoy what you're doing in terms of work and the things that you do normally at home.
I must say we haven't timed this too well, because we jump on a plane on Sunday, I think it is, and head back to Brisbane, and then jump on another plane and head to Adelaide, pick up a car from there, and then drive to Wilcannia to do some workshops down there. So I don't know how smart we played that, brother, but we might need to take some of our own advice and be able to
plan it a bit better, mate.
Plan it a little bit better. But
you planned it right. You have to go past there anyway. You know what I mean, to get home.
Yeah.
Just pull into Brisbane and go to Adelaide and drive back.
But I must say though that I don't mind doing that for Mob, and I know how much Wilcannia have struggled over the last for a long time, but they're still struggling, and they need some they need some love down there. You know what I mean? So
absolutely, some good news.
And look, we mentioned it before, our champion brother Brendan Adams, and he's just an amazing human being, really. And I can't wait to catch up with him, give him a big hug, and
he's with the police now, the PLO or the PC.
Yeah, he's still there. He's still there. He's doing all right. I think he's educating well, is what I say. So yeah. And the other thing that we've got coming up for Wilcannia Mob as well is we've got one of our little mini camps where they're going to come up from Wilcannia to the Gold Coast, and we're going to take them out on a yacht over to South Stratty Island. Do a little bit of fishing, have a barbie, and then come back and do a couple of little workshops. We've got Dr. Dave Brockman, who's another beautiful human who's been on a few times, CJ, and he's been involved with Mibbenbar since 2009, I think it is. So, always gives his time freely, and he's just an amazing man, to be honest. So,
man, that'll be something to see. You'll have to make sure you get some visual
We,
Cool talk
yeah.
that stuff. You know, it's
Well, and the thing is, CJ, is that some of the elders and some of the people that will be coming, some of them have never left Wilcannia, brother.
I know
So
right. Yes.
so to get on a yacht. I mean, I've never been on a yacht either, but so it's something that's going to be an amazing adventure, I think. So
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Great experience. You know what I mean? And it's over South Australia. You couldn't get up to North Australia to see some of the elders up there. You know.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but yeah, that'll be good. I reckon. I've never. I don't think I've put foot on South Australia. Yeah.
It's pretty significant for Mibbenbar because just next to South Australia is a little island called the Bedrooms, and that's where we first held our first ever male gathering camp, if you like,
Oh,
where
really?
we
Eh?
stayed in tents, and yeah, in 2007. So
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
Well, there you go. Yeah. Well, you know, how did you? Yeah. Well, you mustn't have been on a yacht that time. I think.
no, it was a little more like a tinny, mate. It was so
Yeah. Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Ferry them across backwards and forwards. No. Well, yeah. Well, that's good. So when's that happening for the Kenya people?
That's March 30th, I think. So
March 30th.
we'll let everyone know because this is part of our work, and I'll give them a wrap as well. The Healing Foundation. It's part of some funding that we got from them to be able to work with Stolen Jen and their family. So
Yeah.
that's the sort of thing that we're doing. So we did have another one there in late August, same sort of thing, but what the audience was some males from Toowoomba. So and they loved it, brother. And we've got some real video footage of that, and
Yeah.
answering questions and all that sort of stuff. So
That's good. Yeah.
yeah, so I can't wait for this mob because they deserve it, and they've been having a really hard battle, brother, as you know.
Yeah. Definitely.
We will get brother Brendan back on to have a yarn as well. So
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You know, it'd be good to, yeah, it's always good to get, groups from different communities to get together. You know what I mean? Um, especially men's groups. Being able to do that type of stuff. I know that when I was living in Mackay, probably a couple of Christmases ago now, I think they took them up. It wasn't Christmases; it was actually during the season. They took a men's group, up to Palm Island to meet with the men.
yeah,
Palm
yeah,
Island. They all
yeah.
hung out, done stuff, but it kind of it tied in with the Broncos played the Cowboys at Cowboys.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
They went to the game as well. So but Friday, Saturday they were over in Palm Island, and they had gifts as well to present each other, all that kind of stuff. So it was really really interesting. It's
beautiful, way.
Yeah, and that's great. It's just also sharing a little bit of culture and having a bit of a yarn and talk about some of the things that have been going on around the place, especially for men.
Yeah, no, definitely, brother, and it brings people together, and it just shows that unity that we can all work together and play together, and have those conversations. So
definitely, yeah, mate. Yeah, hey, I was going to ask you about things coming together. How about when's Mibbenbar gathering again this year or not?
Yeah, we've actually just postponed it. We had our some strategic planning workshops in the middle of January.
Yep.
So we've decided to postpone our May gathering, and we're going to have two this year, brother. We're going to have a leadership forum, if you like, and that's going to be held in Canberra, either in September or October.
Yeah.
And the other one will be our national celebration gathering, which will be held in November. So, so we'd love you to be part of both of them, especially with the work that you've done in that leadership space, brother. We'd love you to come and help us do what we need to do with that sort of thing. But we'll also, and I think we've mentioned this before, CJ is going to be doing some work with Mibbenbar as well around leadership, around mentoring, and around one-on-one stuff as well. So we can't
yeah.
wait to welcome him into our team, even though he's already a member of the team. But it'll be in an official capacity, brother.
That'll be nice, mate. Yeah, I'm always keen to get back into some community stuff, and if we have to do it online, we do it online. You know what I mean? And this is like what we do has been, I think quite effective in terms of that.
Definitely. But there will also be that opportunity because you will be visiting Australia for a little while, so there'll be some, some in-person sessions as well. So
face-to-face sessions. Yeah. We'll certainly sit down and have a chat about that and map that out for us, mate. That'd be really good. I'll be coming back at the end of February. At the end of this month, we'll be there for 3 months, I think. Before we head back over to Europe, that's where we're going from. Back from Australia to Europe, get some more things done with my wife, Michelle. But that time I want to use it productively as well. Get as much stuff as I can get done. You know what I mean? So we can always relax when we come back to Bali, brother.
Look. I mean, you know how I think, brother. It's if the work's there, we want to do it. You know what I mean? So
well, that's right, mate. And you said it before, like doesn't matter which government gets in, doesn't matter whether referendum goes the right way. Doesn't matter if things aren't happening. We still got to get up every morning and get back into it. Looking after ourselves, looking after our community, looking after our family, type of stuff. That's what we do, and we've been doing that for I don't know ever since white man put foot on the earth here. I think you know what I mean. So it's always about family and community for us. So looking after each other.
Yeah, definitely. Well said.
It doesn't matter what happens. We got to do this stuff. We still got our own freedom in terms of what we do, and we can just get up and get on with it. I suppose every day.
Yeah.
So
we might call it quits now, brother, because we just wanted to jump on and just say hello to everyone, but we also wanted to just test this time slot as well, didn't we? So
definitely, there was 2 people that were on board. David said, "No chance of getting me on there. I never know if we will have internet. If the wind changes, we lose Wi-Fi." All right, brother. Yeah.
Try Starlink, brother.
Yeah. Try Starlink. Yeah. No, we can give it a go, David. Or I think you can just give it a go. If you pop out, well, that's fine. But let's give it a go.
Yeah, we'd love to have you on here, brother. We've been saying that for 6 years, I reckon. So.
Hey, I've got to say before we go, I've signed up. I'm going to do a walk for about I think it's 96 k's in a month for the veterans.
I've seen that, brother. Jeff will be excited about that.
Yeah, I'm doing that, brother. So keep an eye on us. I think it's all of March. So I don't know if it's 90 something or I'll have to have a look.
96, isn't it?
96 k's, yeah.
96 k's, isn't it?
So I'm just going to walk it anyway. So
yeah,
I might as well add them all up and see.
Definitely. Good on you. That's a terrific achievement for our Move for Middenbar champion of January.
January, yes. But so we're going to be raising some money for that as well. So 96 k's. Thanks, Jeff. So I'll be looking for some support from community. So see how we go with our members to see if they can throw a couple of dollars at my way to help support.
Definitely. Yeah, all right, brother. Good yarns here. Good for the. Thanks for the input too from everyone. Yeah. Jeff, we'll see you next week. We'll let you know exactly what time. We look forward to it because I think it's the last yarn that we had was really beneficial for a lot of people and opened eyes up, brother. So love to have you back, and we'll see you next week. Might be able to get your cousin on too.
Yeah. Good luck, brother. Yeah.
Uncle Brett. We'll see how we go. Anyway, he loves a good yarn, Brett. So, but then Jeff mightn't get a word in, might he? So,
he might not.
All good. Thanks for joining us. Let us know what you think about our new time slot and if it's going to work for people.
Crap crap in that one.
Let us know what you think about our new time slot and see how we go, and we'll keep experimenting, won't we, CJ? So
Oh, absolutely, yeah. We'll find a spot that I guess connects with as many as we can. This was a bit of a change, and I don't know whether we made that known. I guess that we were going to change it to.
Oh no, I haven't. No, we didn't. No.
So,
there was a little bit ad hoc, brother. So
I reckon, yeah, it was unannounced, and we just went in.
We'll see how we go though.
Next week we'll have more people on board because.
All right.
I know the time.
Over and out for now, everybody.